Hello, welcome to the All or One channel. I'm astrologer and coach Kelley Rosano, and this is Cancer 2012 Year Ahead Astrology Forecast. Cancer, you start off in 2012 with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance and opportunity, in a part of your chart that is highly creative and expansive, taking you out into the world, networking with others, making new friends, improving your friendships. It's the 11th house. And the 11th house has to do with our hopes, our wishes, our goals in life. It has to do with the money that we make from the company we work for or the organization we work for, the money we make from our business if we own a business. So having Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, in this part of your life, in this area of your life, can speak to an increase in income for you in the first half of 2012, more clients for you, an expansion of your business, as well as your creativity. So this is a great start for the year for you, Cancer. You want to take advantage of Jupiter in this part of your chart if you're feeling more creative, if you're feeling more outgoing, if you feel like you want to network more or be out with friends more. This is a good time to do it, so go for it. Go for it, for sure. Okay, now Mars. Mars represents our drive in life. Mars is the action planet. Mars, wherever Mars is we want to take the initiative. Wherever Mars is, we don't want to sit back and wait for things to come to us. We want to go out and go after them. Mars is in Virgo in the 3rd house of your chart. And the 3rd house has to do with siblings, cousins, the community. It has to do with short distance travel, travel that is less than 100 miles in radius. It has to do with writing, speaking, teaching, communicating, writing emails, writing books, writing letters. It's very interesting having Mars in this part of your chart because you're going to be very outspoken. You are not going to be waiting on others to communicate with you. You will take the initiative to communicate with them, and you're going to be straight and direct. And that may surprise us because Cancer, you know, you are the sign of the mother, and we all want you to mother us, you know, I'm sure you know this yourself, that whether you're a Cancer sun or you have a Cancer ascendant, that people want you to mother them. And with Mars in your 3rd house of communication, you're going to be telling it straight to us. And I think this is good for Cancers because you're so sensitive and empathic of other people's energies and other people's, you know, even what they're thinking. And you know, so you have a tendency to hold back of saying what you really think, you know, and with Mars in the 3rd house, you're not going to. You're going to be right out there with the truth. And this is your truth, and that's what matters, you know, is that you're speaking your truth. And, you know, yes, we'd love it if it was more graceful. Yes, we'd love it if it was a little softer. However, with Mars in this part of your chart, you know, you're going to be direct. And he goes retrograde in there January 23rd through April 13th. So he's staying 9 months in this part of your chart. And he really wants for you to write those letters, speak your truth, tell people what you really think. And you are not responsible for the feelings of others. You are only responsible for your own feelings. We have no control over how other people feel. We only have control over how we feel. And if we're coming from our integrity and we're coming from our truth, then you're doing the right thing by speaking your truth. Now, Neptune, which represents our highest ideals, the ideal relationship for Cancer, the ideal soulmate, the ideal living location, the ideal job situation for you. Neptune also rules illusion, delusion, deception, and confusion. So Neptune rules the music industry. Neptune rules the movie industry. Neptune rules fantasy and dreams and vision. Challenge is Neptune doesn't show us how to get there. That's Saturn's job. Saturn shows us step by step how to achieve our goals. Neptune gives us the dream and the vision. So with Neptune and the ninth house, which is, Mars is in the third with the communication and the lower mind and the day-to-day activity and the email writing, and Neptune's in the top of the chart, the ninth house, in the house of God, and the house of the soul, the house of your spirit, long-distance travel, the superconscious mind, people far away from you. You're really dialing into spirit now. You're really dialing into your higher self. You're really dialing into God, into source. And having Neptune in this part of our chart is really opening you up to higher consciousness, is really expanding you to feel that connection to your higher power, to embody that connection to your higher power. And I really like having Neptune there. I mean, that is a great place to have Neptune, because you really can't get into too much trouble with Neptune in that part of your chart. See, wherever Neptune is where we can be fooled. Because people can fool us. Situations can fool us. And it's also an area where we have to sacrifice. So having it in the ninth house of long-distance travel, it's also the house of publishing. It's the house of communicating with people at a distance. The only bit of trouble that you may find yourself, is having a relationship with someone on the internet, say on Facebook, and you're really starting to like this person, and you think they're single, and then you find out they're married. That's the challenge of being fooled by Neptune. Is we don't always see what's going on, and people aren't always forthcoming with us. So I would say, is if you're having a long distance relationship with someone on the internet, make sure that you Google this person and find out who they really are and what they're really about before you commit your heart to them. And other than that, it's a spiritual place. It's a spiritual part of your life, and Neptune is God, spirituality, and so it's really uplifting you into the arms of Creator. Now, what's interesting is Venus is going into your 12th house, and the 12th house is the house that's behind the scenes. The 12th house is where we go to do our work behind the scenes, where we go to, say, write our book or create a program. And having Venus in this part of your chart, you may be working on something that you want to publish down the road. You may be working on a program that you want to publish on the internet down the road. Having Venus in this part of your chart for 4 months, starting in April 4th through August 7th, she retrogrades May 12th through June 27th, so she's going to be in there for 4 months. She's also working with you to heal any issues from the past. The 12th house is the last house. It's the last part of our chart where we go to heal, where we go to clean the weeds out of our garden. And those weeds can be how we've sabotaged ourselves in the past lives. And so having Venus in here is very healing for you. Jupiter joins her on June 12th, and Jupiter will be in your 12th house for a year until June of 2013. So now you have Venus and Jupiter in the part of your chart that is behind the scenes. So we don't always feel the benefit of what we're accomplishing in this part of our chart, because it's working on deeper levels, very deep into our subconscious, deep into our past, deep into our childhood, deep into our past lives. However, it is healing. And so having Neptune go into the 9th house and Venus and Jupiter in the 12th, that's telling me that 2012, Creator really wants for you to be focusing on your healing, focusing on extreme self-care, because there's an eclipse that happens on May 20th in that 12th house at 0 degrees Gemini. Then there's an eclipse in your 6th house at 14 degrees Sagittarius on June 4th. So the 6th house has to do with work habits, health habits, diet habits. It's our lifestyle. And our wealth is in our health. I don't care how rich you are. If you don't have good health, you're not going to feel good. And if you don't feel good, life is a struggle enough when we feel good. So the universe is focusing in your health houses. And, don't forget the mind-body-spirit connection. When we're strong in our body, we're strong in our mind. When we're strong in our mind, we're strong in our spirit. It's all connected. And the universe is focusing you in very spiritual houses now, very spiritual areas of your life, 9th, 12th, and 6th here. And so the universe is saying, practice extreme self-care, Cancer. You're so good at mothering your family. You're so good at nurturing and mothering others. We want for you to nurture yourself. We want for you to love on you. Because when you love on you, then you can love on us. And we need your love. What the world needs more than ever is love. It's all about love. And no one can love us better than a Cancer. And so if you're loving on you and healing you and meditating, 12th house is great for meditating, going out into nature and meditating, going by the ocean and meditating, taking long walks on the beach, taking long walks in nature, and connecting with nature, letting Gaia heal you, heal that past, let go of whoever has hurt you, release those hurts, release the past, strengthen your body, eat really well, feed yourself positive affirmations, and then you are strengthening your spirit, you're strengthening your mind, and this is where you want to be in 2012. It's totally focusing on the self-nurturing, self-healing, and strengthening yourself. Then we have Saturn. Saturn is in your 4th house. And Saturn is going to be going into your 5th house. Well, the 4th house is your house. The 4th house is the foundation of the chart. The 4th house is the home. And we want a strong foundation. Saturn's been in this part of your chart now for the last couple of years. She has been in there since the fall of 2009, and Saturn will be moving into your 5th house on October 5th. And with Saturn moving into your 5th house, you're going to be taking your creativity and your creative projects to a very serious level. So you could be, some of you may be, working on a book right now, working on a program right now, doing a lot of work behind the scenes that you're getting ready to, launch later in 2012 or sometime in 2012 or 2013. Saturn will be in this part of your chart for 2.5 years, starting in October 5th. And so wherever Saturn is where we're serious, where we are taking a serious look at life. And the 5th house has to do with your children, it has to do with creativity, it has to do with love affairs. And so if you are romantically involved with someone, you're going to want to make a stronger commitment to that person. You're going to want to, take it to a committed level. Creative projects, you're going to want to be very seriously working on creative projects. And this is exciting. Now then there's an eclipse in that house following Saturn. First Saturn goes in on October 5th, and then there's an eclipse in that house, a Scorpio eclipse, on November 13th. And that's really exciting because that's lighting up the 5th house of romance and creativity. And if you're not in a relationship, this could bring you someone very romantic into your life by the end of 2012. And then the final eclipse is back in that 12th house where it's the finishing touch on the past. And that's on November 28th. And that's in Gemini. It's the last eclipse in Gemini, in the last house, the 12th house, that which is hidden, that which is behind the scenes. And so you're going to be putting the finishing touches on that book you're writing or any work you're doing behind the scenes that we don't know about yet because you haven't launched it yet. But it's really exciting because you are cooking something up in there, Cancer. You're doing a lot of cooking behind the scenes in 2012, and it's exciting. It is really exciting. Now, the last two planets I want to talk about that are really the headlines for 2012, 2013, 2014, into 2015 is Uranus and Pluto. Uranus is the awakener, the planet of unpredictability. Anything that comes to us out of the blue that we didn't plan on is Uranus. and that includes the things we love and the things we don't love. Uranus has been at the top of your chart in the 10th house of career and destiny, what you do in the world, how you show up in the world professionally. And Uranus is getting ready to square with Pluto. Pluto is in your 7th house of marriage and partnership. And not just husband partnership or wife partnership, business partners, anyone that you're partnering with is the 7th house, or the public, your public. And Pluto's in there. Wherever Pluto is he is transforming. Pluto says, change or I will change you. Love Pluto. And Uranus is the awakener, the big truth teller. So we have Pluto and Uranus coming together in a fist fight, and they go exact on June 24th and September 19th. We all have to pay attention to those two dates, because when those two go exact, the days around those dates, the energy around those dates are going to be explosive and final. So you may be, changing your job, you may be changing your relationship. Now that doesn't necessarily mean divorce or leaving your job, but it does mean that the way you two relate to each other could change, or how you do your job in the world, your profession could change, or it may mean a finality in something. Now, the planets only take what's obsolete in our life. They don't take what you need for your soul evolution or your life path destiny. The whole world is out of balance. The economy's crazy. The government's broken. I mean, the environment's dirty, the food's dirty, the air's dirty, the water's dirty. We're all unbalanced because of these things. And going to higher consciousness, going to 5th dimension, as many of us believe we are doing, we have to bring the balance back. We have to get balanced. We have to balance our government so that it's working to serve us, and the banking is working to serve us again. So Pluto and Uranus are coming in here to change things so that we can do that, so that we can go to balanced living and balance the world and bring balance to our systems. And it can create chaos because there's a lot of games been playing, and so the truth tellers, Pluto and Uranus, are coming in to expose the truth, because we can't fix what we don't acknowledge. So we have to speak the truth, and we have to live from our truth. And that includes the systems we're all part of. And so Pluto and Uranus are in here to change things. I believe it's for the better. Even if it gets crazy out there, and it's been crazy. 2011 was crazy. It's for our highest good. And that's what we want to do. We want to keep the faith. So keep the faith and know that you're always protected. You're always being guided. Well, that's it for now, my Cancer. And if you're interested in getting a detailed look at your astrology in 2012, what it means for you personally in your transits, email me at Kelley@kelleyrosano.com. Until next time, keep looking up.